Hello and welcome to this session. In the previous sessions, we had listened about the Web 1.0 and Web 2.0 in education. In this current session, we will talk about Web 3.0 in education. I am Professor V.V. Subramaniam, Director, School of Computer and Information Sciences, IGNOU, New Delhi. So on the lighter side, just watch these two cartoons. So a person is visiting the eye specialist. In the earlier case, just see all the alphabets in different fonts. And then currently, we are very much habituated with the social media icons. So this is just to highlight the lighter side of the icons of social media. And then everything on our desktop, like the organizers, the notes taking, or else the messages that we want to keep, the communication through the telephone, and other kinds of things are completely replaced with the social networking. Like we are using LinkedIn, Pinterest, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, WordPress, Skype, Twitter, Reddit. So there are several things that we are using, and automatically the complete desktop belongings are being vanished and are being replaced with the 24 by 7 availability of these social networking tools. So we were talking about Web 1.0, Web 2.0, and then we are latestly speaking about the Web 3.0. In Web 1.0, it is completely a read alone, static data with simple markup for reading. So in that, we used to read only the information which is of static in nature. The information is already published onto the website, or else the image is published onto the website, and we used to take the content, or else we used to consume the content in Web 1.0. While we are talking about the Web 2.0, it is giving a provision like a kind of interaction. It is a read-write web environment wherein which the dynamically the data will be changing through web services. Customization of websites is possible, and we can manage the items also. You can give the feedback, you can write the things about the literature that is provided on that, or else you can post your own blogs. Likewise, we have seen a wide implications and else the wide applications of Web 2.0 in education. When we talk about the Web 3.0, which is coming in near future, some of the applications are already available and some of them are about to come. In Web 3.0, it is completely read, write and execute and is called as semantic web. So it is a relationship between things described in a manner which makes people and machines able to understand. So everything works on the basic building block called as the semantic web. Web 3.0 is going to be like having a personal assistant who knows practically everything about you and can access all the information on the internet to answer any kind of question. So just like whenever you work with the voice kind of thing, the similar thing happens. However, not only one particular query, you can embed several queries and give a linkages to each and every query so that each and every piece of information or else the connecting information is available to you in the form of a multimedia document. We will go through that in the coming slides. Semantic web is a place where machines will be able to read web pages very much like humans. So that is the basic underlining statement. It will be helping the user to understand the statement. It is just not the pattern recognition or else search through the patterns. In semantic webs, it understands the language, others it understands the situation, context, or else like what kind of message is been passed on to the string. That particular thing will be absorbed by the search engine and it will display you the whole list in the form of a multimedia content. It is a place where internet search engines along with software agents will troll the internet and find what the user is exactly looking for. So here, as I mentioned, this is not a simple pattern search. There will be certain software agents working on these particular search engines. It understands the language, it understands the meaning of that particular phrase, and then it goes searches and will display the content. So the semantic web has been present as a concept for more than a decade. So many researchers are working on this particular semantic web. At least from past 15 years, they are working on this semantics and how it will be applicable to the web search and other kinds of things. It is regarded as a sign that the web is evolving gradually to a form that will transcend the uses of the current Web 2.0. According to Berners-Lee, who first envisaged its presence, the semantic web will bring structure to the meaningful content of web pages, creating an environment where software agents roaming from page to page can readily carry out sophisticated tasks for users. So this is the basic concept or the understanding that the Berners-Lee had at first, and this is the envision of that particular Berners-Lee, and he worked upon, and recently they have come up with certain websites also. So let us talk about the key drivers, that is the driving force for this Web 3.0. According to Steve Wheeler, Web 3.0 will have the following key drivers. What are they? Virtual reality is one. Artificial intelligence is finding its prominent place in each and every application. Automated reason is another key driver. Distributed computing is another key driver. Scalable vector graphics, extended smart mobile technology, 3D visualization and interactions. So all these things, not only these, there may be several others. So these are the driving force for the Web 3.0 applications. So it is considered that Web 3.0 will change people's perception and interaction on the internet with the introduction of features and tools that go way beyond those provided by the social media. So let us see what are the features. So it will be using the personal assistants, intelligent software agents, 3D gaming, virtual worlds, open educational resources, personalized learning environments, or else you can call them as the PLE, visualization, better knowledge management, virtualization, interoperability, and maybe several. So these are the basic features one can find on the Web 3.0. With the help of these particular features, one can have a very convenient kind of search or convenient kind of applications available for this Web 3.0. So let us see what else are the components of Web 3.0. One is the metadata, which is very much essential for any kind of search, that too for the semantic searches. The other is the ontology. Third one is the resource description framework. So these three will actually frame the components of the Web 3.0, the metadata, ontology, RDF, and then you have the ontology language, because whenever we talk about the programming, there should be some programming language or the scripting languages. So OWL is the web ontology language that will be useful for the Web 3.0 programming. And then there is another query language that we can talk about in order to query upon web or something like that. So that is SPARQL, SPAR query language for this resource description framework. So these are the essential components for the Web 3.0. One by one we will talk about and you can know about the ontology and the RDF. So in this context, the most used term in connection with the implementation of Web 3.0 is the ontology. So what all is the ontology? The term ontology was first used and defined by Tom Gruber in 1990s. In his view on ontology, it is an explicit specification of a conceptualization. The term is borrowed from philosophy, where an ontology is a systematic account of existence. For artificial intelligence systems, what exists is that which can be represented. When the knowledge of a domain is represented in a declarative formalism, the set of objects that can be represented is called as the universe of discourse. So this set of objects and the describable relationships among them are reflected in the representational vocabulary with which a knowledge-based program represents the knowledge. Thus, in this context of AI, we can describe the ontology of a program by defining a set of representational terms. Ontologies contain meaningful data and are meant to bridge the differences between various systems, languages, and formats. So, they also provide a common ground for understanding, conceptualization, representation, and interpretation of domain concepts and are subject to change and evolution. So, ontologies which contain the vocabulary, semantic relationships, and simple rules of inference and logic for a specific domain and are accessed by software agents. So, these software agents locate and combine data from many sources to deliver relevant information to the user. So coming to the resource description framework, it is used to construct metadata files. So it is kind of a framework. It is to the semantic web what HTML is to the traditional web. It is the basic building block for supporting the semantic web. So in the web 1.0 and 2.0, we were using HTML with various versions, hypertext markup language with various versions. But here we will be using RDF as the basic building block in the semantic web. So OWL is the language used to create ontologies. It is built on RDFS and has the capability to express more complex and richer relationships. So you can see here the complete evolution of Web 1.0 to Web 3.0. So there are wide variety of applications, wide variety of features, everything given on this particular slide, and the graph shows you that always it is evolving and much more applications are being involved in these particular versions also. Each and every web has its own version, has its own features, and that too they are completely evolving. And these are the key trends you can observe. These are the key differences one can observe. Web 1.0 is completely a kind of static kind of thing, that too read-only web, and Web 2.0 you can see it is read-write, and Web 3.0 it will be read-write and then execute. So there are several features you can identify along with the column that is given over here. So these were the key trends that are being represented on this particular slide. Then coming to the basic comparison on the parameters like communication, information, and then personal content, what kind of content is available, the search mechanisms, the metrics that are used. So basing upon these particular parameters, a clear-cut comparison is given for all the three versions. You can go through this particular comparison on this particular slide. Even it end up with the technologies like in the earlier we used to have the HTML and the file transfer protocol in Web 1.0. In the later on, we had come up with several advanced tools, like already the HTML 4.0 and 5.0 exists, along with that Flash, Java, XML. So these were the technologies that we are using. And then in Web 3.0, as we had seen, the RDF and then the OWL language and the query language that we had already seen. So all these things will be the part and participle of the Web 3.0. So you can see here Web 3.0 tools and services. Mainly it is catering to several applications which has the 3D, the virtual space, the virtual labs and other kinds of things, wherein which all these will be a kind of applications wherein which it helps you to go through. So this particular, when you observe these particular tools, you can notice that there are several tools which are very much applicable in the education domain also. Like you can talk about the virtual space, or as the 3D space, or as the second life kind of thing, the virtual environments. So all these things, OERs, so all these things, all these tools and services are very much has its presence in the future education. So let us talk in the context of education. So Web 3.0 in education. The semantic web seems to be a leap forward in the internet browsing, as it connects not only people but also the knowledge. It will be less social than its current version, that is Web 2.0, because it will introduce the virtual intelligence and the personal assistants, which will change human to human interaction to human machine interaction. Their function will be to assist users in finding relevant information or in making the decisions. The search result will consist of a multimedia report. It is not just a list of websites. However, after getting the results, it will be displayed in the form of a multimedia report, which will contain the information collected from different sources such as websites, but also from books, blog entries and videos on YouTube by using a number of devices, computers, mobile phones, tablets, etc. So here you can find the difference between the search also. In Web 2.0, it is a series list of websites or else images or else videos in the form of a category. So we have to select the category and we can find all these kinds of sites that are appearing. But here it is a consolidated multimedia report. So that is the basic difference, and it will be a very shorter version. It don't run to pages, hundreds of pages. It will be a shorter version, that too context wise it will be preparing that particular report and display it to the user. So all these things will be happening with the help of the software agents that are crawling in the websites. This 3D web provides the access to a completely new and demanding reality, where the students have the possibility to mimic their presence with the use of avatars. So you yourself can create an avatar, and that is the presence of your character or presence of your personality onto the web. So this particular thing you can always experiment with Second Life. There is one website called as secondlife.com. You can register and log into that particular Second Life in order to experience these kinds of avatars and other things. Even if you can see in the Facebook also, currently the emojis, they are no more the normal emojis or the standard emojis. Otherwise you yourself can create the avatar, and then the particular avatar's emoji can also be placed on the Facebook. So gradually all these things are converting, are emerging and are being converging into a kind of Web 3.0 applications. So this opens a new perspective to teaching, as it encourages collaboration, role playing and group work, and makes learning more interesting and different from traditional education. So besides your avatar, the other person's virtual avatar will also present. So you may be feeling that you are interacting with your peer even though you may be apart from the continents. So this will happen on the Second Life kind of virtual learning management systems, wherein which the avatars will be appearing, and the peer interaction will be happening just like the normal interaction. Through virtual reality and 3D games, students can access places they have never been, like the ancient civilizations, or virtual tours of ancient monuments, or practice in an environment that mimics the reality and which constitutes a valuable asset to medical students, etc., as it fosters simulation and scenario building. So both these things are also possible in Web 3.0. Second Life, for example, as I told, has already become popular by providing a virtual world which has all the features of reality and enables teachers to create their first virtual classes. However, virtual classes based on Second Life are costly and are existing only as long as the courses are in progress and accessible only to a group of learners, so very far from the free access to information envisaged by the semantic web. It is a costly affair. However, with these particular developments, obviously all these things will come with the lower prices in due course of time. Then comes the application called as the application of OERs, like Open Educational Resources. So Web 3.0 provides a better control of educational resources by the user, as it involves more comprehensive knowledge management. With the implementation of OERs for non-commercial purposes, a number of tools and information are free to be used and adapted. So this is another application for the Web 3.0. Then comes the personal learning environment. You can call it as the PLE. So Web 3.0 will bring a leap forward in terms of PLEs. The term PLE was first used in 2004. The PLEs was first introduced in a conference called as PLE session at JISC CETIS conference. So first time they had coined this particular word, and then they are working upon this personal learning environments. It represents a personal virtual space where people have the freedom to make decisions regarding the content of their learning according to their needs and interests. The intelligent agents and personal assistants from the semantic web will provide the users with valuable information regarding courses and free educational resources. Thus, the information provided to learners will be more reliable and accurate as being filtered by the software. So here this is not just like a string search, but it is based upon a software agent search. Education administration is another application we can envisage with Web 3.0. Semantic web also fosters personal educational administration, as the semantic web has the potential to challenge this kind of institution-centeredness in the same way that distance learning technologies challenged place-centric education. So the same thing will be happening here also. At the same point, institutions will describe courses and degrees semantically, probably just to help their own internal functioning, but with the secondary effect of making many of the components of education at least somewhat comparable across the institutions. So another application we can thought about is the knowledge management. So efficient knowledge management ensures better student-centered education and the possibility to be aware of the educational offers existence on the market. So it improves the collaboration. Further, the amount of data on the internet is enormous and difficult to manage, which often leads to information overload. Even all the information that is available on the internet may not be true also. The standards introduced by the semantic web will shed light on the current information chaos. It will improve collaboration and research by bridging the differences in various fields of science. So let us talk about some tools and services of Web 3.0 for education. Currently we have wikis and encyclopedias available on Web 2.0. So all these things will be transformed in near future to 3D wikis and virtual 3D encyclopedias. I had placed some screenshot here which I will be showing in the next slide, that is Copernicus 3D Wikipedia. It is just a sample kind of virtual 3D Wikipedia wherein which you can go through that particular application or else the website. Suppose a learner had performed the search and choose one of the results related to information about a specific geographic region. The camera will move to the particular place on the spinning globe to send relevant audio video information also. So this is the highlighting feature of the Copernicus 3D Wikipedia. If the search is for Irish Heritage Park, the camera will move to the island of Ireland. Eventually, the article about the park will be presented along with the video. So this is a kind of multimedia report that one gets after the search of that particular string that we are placing. So obviously the complete information in the form of 3D format is available in this particular Wikipedia. So this is the screenshot I was talking about. You can also go through. And then there is another thing called as DBpedia. So this particular website is also existing. You can go through this particular website. Then coming to the 3D world, it is a mix of 3D gaming technology, augmented reality, simulated environment, powered with internet technology, where users interact through movable avatars. So for example, as I told you before, one is Second Life and the second is IMVU, Active Worlds, Red Light Centers. So these are some of the virtual worlds wherein which you just place the string, you can get the websites that which leads and you can have the experience of the virtual world, 3D virtual worlds on the internet. You can see here, this is a screenshot of Second Life, wherein which you can on this particular side you can see the avatars and other kinds of things. These are nothing but your own presence in the form of a your virtual presence on this particular Second Life in the form of a avatar. So one of the applications which most of us have used is Bing's reference search. So that also comes under, somewhat comes under this particular Web 3.0. Google search engine is also not far behind and has come up with Google Squared, where instead of getting lists, you will get columns of data. So they are also in the research and they are also coming up with a new browser for the Web 3.0 websites. In this, each cell will be filled up with the relevant search results and you'll be getting the multimedia like a kind of sheet, Excel sheet kind of thing, wherein which you can find the information. There are intelligent search engines which are coming up. A Web 3.0 search engine is agent based search engine which will find out only the keywords, which will not only find out the keywords but also interpret the context of your request. It would return relevant results and suggest other content related to your search terms. Every user will have a unique internet profile to tailor the browsing experience to each individual. A semantic web agent based search engine will return a multimedia report rather than just a list of hits. It may return lectures, relevant blogs, books, videos, podcasts, etc. Just we will have a simple example in the form of a search. Suppose if you are in a mood to play billiards game followed by a comedy film from the nearest theatre and afterwards wish to have South Indian food. So this would be understood by the personal agent, assistant, or else you can say a simple search engine of Web 3.0. So Web 3.0 browser will analyze your response, search the internet for all possible answers for the string that is given above, and then organize the results for you. So the string that you had given is a very complex string which is connected with three kinds of activities. So learners can apply the same kind of search possibilities with other media objects such as image, audio and video. One example is Ojo's RIA photo sharing tool. that allows to automatically tag images using face recognition. Like.com, which enables the users to search for products based on similar images. So there are several things which are coming up. You yourself can also just Google search so that you will get some of the applications of Web 3.0. So before concluding this particular session, just we will recap. The implementation of Web 3.0 and its benefits for education will soon become reality. If fostering socialization, exchange of information and cooperation, social software and computer mediated communication used for learning were features of Web 2.0, the semantic web will introduce the personal assistants, intelligent assistants, 3D gaming, virtual worlds, OERs and better knowledge management. So these are the main features that the Web 3.0 will be having. So with the help of intelligent agents and personal agents, people will be able to organize their own learning, set their own goal and make decisions regarding the content of learning. The semantic web or Web 3.0 will undoubtedly benefit learners, even if the face of education generally will have to change to suit the advances in information and communication technology. So with this, I'll conclude this particular session. Thank you very much.